not only hearing, right?
No.
Good.
Okay, we'll kick it off, and as soon as this goes live, we'll kick it off, and we'll be off and running.
Sure.
Nope. Okay. Hello, everyone. We had a few technological occurrences where we didn't know there was a password policy that Zoom has implemented. So we did put that in. Everybody should have received the email. Going forward, it'll be included in the email itself. Welcome, everybody, to today's Body Mind, practice group for enhancement of resilience and immunity. We have a wonderful practice session planned for you today, and Dr. Bakshi is going to be leading it. Just a couple quick housekeeping. Please keep your video on and keep your volume turned off. That way we can get full engagement. And at the end, again, we'll have about 5 or 10 minutes at the most for some sharing and inspiration. We'd love to hear from you. So without further ado, over to Dr. Bakshi.
Thank you, Maulik, and welcome everyone. We obviously have had changes in life, overall life for everybody. And today was a little different. We had a little bit of wave, like you have in the ocean, small waves, and then a big wave comes. And we got a big wave. This is a little small wave today. So let's settle down. If you're standing, keep your feet parallel as much as you can with all the entire surface of the foot touching as much as possible to the floor, to the Mother Earth. Soften your knees, straighten your spine, relax your shoulder, chin up and look straight. And as we get into today's practices, we recognize that what we're doing is resilience. Resilience is nothing but when outside disturbance occurs, some changes occur, there's a recovery immediately possible by the body, mind, spirit, whatever we have. That's resiliency. Today we saw something, an example, what's called resistance. When things were not working out, but ability not to change ourselves, just stay calm. And so that tests resistance. Are you listening to me?
Yes.
There's a feedback coming from somebody, so.
Yes, there are individuals muting in and out. You can continue. I'm managing
Okay, no
that.
problem. So now, the three treasures, we call this. And begin with the three treasures where the body, breath, and mind. Why do we call that three treasures? Because as we stand relaxed, we check what the body looks like. Is it relaxed? As we said the last time, when we wake up in the morning, we realize that we have a body. And thankful that. Body with all the sensations and input that is coming in. We're becoming aware of the world. Awareness of the body is very helpful in Qigong and all practices that we're going to do. Switch over to the relaxation mode at this point. Let us talk to every part of the body, the head down to the toe. Ask them if they're relaxed. Up there, ask them this tightness anywhere. The next check of the treasure is the breath. Breath is a pump. It's also the mechanism to be alive. So let's inhale, take a nice deep breath. Take it all the way up to the head and go down to the toes as you breathe out. Next breath, as you take the deep breath in, go up to the sky and pull all the yang down, all the heavens and all the blessings, if you will. And let it pass through your own body down to the earth. Get rooted into the earth. And one more breath like that. The third treasure is the mind. So awareness of breath, ordinarily we're not aware of the breath. We are asleep and we're still alive. But being aware is life, is life. If there's no awareness, there is no life. Same thing with the mind. Let's gather whatever energy we have and center it between your two palms. Now your breath, you breathe into the palm and breathe out. Breathe in and breathe out between that space. Feel the energy. Spend a couple of moments in this. Now, with any practices, we call in our language, in Sanskrit, we call sankalpa. Sankalpa means good. Sam means good. Kalpa means imagination or what you want to do. In other words, if you translate that into English, we call that an intention and a decision. So as we start today's practice, we have a sankalpa or an intention. So as I stand here with my three treasures, I intend to energize myself. I intend to create the stability, to create the balance within myself, to go to a restful and relaxation phase so that there's optimum functioning of my body, breath, and mind. Once I get that energy flowing and I get stable, I will also have ability to handle anything that comes my way. I will extend this next to my family, and the vibrations that I'm creating now with all these practices I'm going to do today will extend beyond me. They will all be helped. And then I will have ability to go beyond into the community and into the rest of the world and the universe. I am a universal being. I will manifest my strength through these practices that I do today and ongoing practices as I go on. So now let's, with this intention and sankalpa, we'll get on with creation of our vibrations and also practices. So let's begin with the hands. We'll do a little bit of a massage, and the helpful being massages that we have one hand, the right hand, let's begin with that. That's the masseuse. And the left hand on the left side of the body is the receiving part. So let's begin by, I'm now milking the various fingers. I'm moving my fingers, closing and opening, feeling the joints and all the various stiffness is there, whatever has been there during the night. As I wake up, I'm going to massage this little finger, the ring finger next, the middle finger, the index finger, and the thumb. Go into the palm. If I feel any pain or any soreness, I know that that's the organ or that's the area that may be needing more attention. Now, there's something interesting I found out, that the lung meridian goes along the thumb. I hope you can see me. It goes from the shoulder all the way down on the outer aspect, along the thumb line, all the way to the thumb and to the tip of the thumb. So when I do the massage, I massage the ball of the thumb and go up higher. I continue to breathe at this time. And I know that when I massage this, my lung is opening up. My tracheobronchial system is opening up, it's relaxing. People with asthma, is very helpful, this particular massage. So I'm massaging that. Having finished the left hand, now left hand becomes the masseuse for the right hand. So let me work on the left hand, right hand now, and massage it. Now I also imagine that the entire body is represented in the hands. So when I'm massaging my right hand is represented in the left brain, left hemisphere. So guess what? I'm activating my left hemisphere as well. Continue the massage. And as I finish with my thumb and the lung and the tracheal meridians, now I start moving up and start tapping. I can do either tapping or I can do gentle massage. My hand is very emotional. My hand is loving. My hand is very compassionate. Because when I touch something gently, I transmit my emotions to that area. And so I'm going to transmit that gently. I love this feel. I can knock off a little bit of flow that's not occurring. Maybe I was stiff, but also these meridians may have blockages. So I want to remove all the blockages by just tapping. Underneath the collarbone is an emotional point, and I'm going to do that. A little bit tapping there. The thoracic duct or the lymphatic channel come up into the chest. You continue tapping as I talk. Tap here. These channels, the emotion gets collected from the food we eat, the digestion happens, and all the emotions can get up into the thoracic duct, into the two areas here, thymus and also underneath the collarbone. And so this is the area where there can be a blockage. If I feel very uneasy about the situation that's going on right now, this is what I do. I get myself into a very emotional, stable state. We call it emotional intelligence. I'll go on the other side. Now my right hand is providing some help with the left side, left hand, and do the tapping. Now I have to tell you one more qualifier. I'm going to continue tapping. First, we will go to the head. But what I would like you to do is, if you have not washed your hands, and would you like to do that or use hand sanitizer, please do that now. Because we are going to do some facial massage as well. And we don't want to touch the dirty hands to the face. So in the meantime, while you're doing that, I will begin by doing the head massage. Now, the head massage is very essential because you have about 90 meridians going up here, 90 of them. And besides, it's the controlling of the body anyway. Control the body. So let me do the general head massage from front to the back, nicely with the pressure used by the palm. See how that feels. Now, as I do this, I'll begin with the vision part. The vision part is in the back here. I'm going to gentle massage to open up my vision, to have my eyes improve, my vision better, that I see what I need to see and I don't see what I don't need to see. So impart that thought process to the back of your head. Come and move up in the front here on the top. When you move on the top, these are the areas that are controlling the body movements and also controlling the sensations that come through. These are the 5 senses that come in and give the messages, and I'm gently massaging that so that all my senses, all the receptors and everything work well. The next, I'm going to go into the temple area. The temple is my memory center, and all the various habits, all the different experiences I have are stored here. So I'm going to tap them. I'm going to tap them and try to open that up. And at this point, take a deep breath and breathe out. There are some negative experiences I want to get out. Let it get out and breathe out. The hearing. Tap this area for the hearing. I improve my hearing. I listen carefully to whatever is being said. Try to understand it, because this is the channel from here. It goes up to the head and I will understand it better. Now I go to the frontal part. This is the area where I have my intelligence, my correlation, the area that coordinates everything. Frontal. This is the guy I like. This is my personality right here. So I improve my personality here. Let me do a little frontal massage. So having done that, let me go to the face area now. And we're going to transition. Before I go to the face area, let me go to the heart and lung. Because my heart is totally forgiving. It's strong. It works the most in my body, continues, does not take rest. So I'm imparting some love. Just have the 2 hands in front. Breathe into the heart. Feel the warmth of your breath going into the heart area, surrounding the heart. Sometimes you may feel coolness there. Relax. Let the heart take it all in, your gratitude, thanking it. And then the lungs, we will do the lungs in a little different way, but just a general patting. We'll do that lungs in a minute. And now shake yourself. Shake it off. As often happens, we all know that there are 3 systems of elimination we have. 3 systems. One is what we eat, food. We know that if we eat proper fibers and proper food, vegetables and all that, the elimination system will work well and we'll be feeling good. That's one elimination system. Now we have to keep healthy. The second elimination system is the kidneys. And we all know that drink a lot of water to eliminate that. Waste products and such things. But the third elimination system is the biggest of it all, besides the skin. I'm not going to mention skin here, sweating and all that, but other is the lungs. The surface area of the lungs is huge. In fact, all the blood circulation, lymphatic, everything, the entire circulation passes through the two lungs, every heartbeat. And so lung surfaces, they clear out a lot more of things that you don't want, besides, of course, getting the oxygen that you want. Therefore, after doing all the massages and all the things that we do, mobilize all the toxins and everything that we're doing, with all the practices, take a deep breath. Breathe out. Take a deep breath. Eliminate all the toxins and everything that we mobilize just now. And feel the difference as you do this. Do the areas that you just massage, do they feel lighter? Are they thanking you? Are they feel good? How is it? Analyze that for yourself. So the lungs have to be used, the breath has to be used effectively as a handle to move things around, things to push around, push it out. So now we're going to go into another area. We'll go, as I said, you hope that your hands are clean now. I had to wash my hands. But now we're going to do massage, the special massage I'm going to tell you that has to do with the sinuses and the breathing apparatus. So we switch over now to the breathing part. We'll pick up a little bit from what we talked last time and maybe even go through a little bit more practice on that, the breath work. So let's do this. There are two sinuses here. These are the maxillary sinuses. So gently start massaging them. Massage these sinuses. Now the nasal cavity, last time we talked about that. There are two nostrils and there are opening of the sinuses coming into the nose. So as you massage them, you are mobilizing some secretion. There is some amount of swelling, and then you can tap them. Tap the two maxillary sinuses. And then these are frontal sinus. This is a frontal here. So tap that. And then there are some sinuses next to the nose called ethmoids. So keep the two index fingers by the side of the nose and massage that. Continue breathing in the meanwhile and how it feels. Now, many people suffer with sinus situations. So let me show you a technique that I do for opening up my sinuses on almost on a daily basis. So if I'm working with the maxillary sinus, say it's on my left cheek here, right here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to close my right nostril with the index finger and take a deep breath with the left nostril and let that all air go into this maxillary sinus. I feel coolness there, and then I exhale through the same left nostril. I bend my head so that the maxillary sinus is up. I tap and massage. I breathe again. Take a deep breath. Let it go into this sinus and breathe out. Let's do it one more time so that you feel the experience. And breathe out. Let's do the opposite. So close the left nostril and the right maxillary sinus is up. I'm going to tap, massage, and take a deep breath. Feel that right cheek area really glowing up. If you feel air going in there, great. That means your sinus is open. Breathe in and out. Sometimes if you have a little blockage, your ears will pop there. But if that do, you know that there's a little blockage going on in the ear canals. And that also can be opened up by this. Now let's focus on the frontal part. And here, all we have to do is, you know, to massage that. And as you take a deep breath, again, well, I said, keep the index fingers by the nose, next to the nose bridge. And take a deep breath and let the breath travel up into the frontal sinus. For frontal headaches and for frontal care, this is a beautiful, beautiful massage that you can do. I'm just going to relax myself a little bit with my hands rubbing. Take a couple of deep breaths to feel how does it feel up here? What's my experience now with the head, with the sinuses, with all the different areas of the brain that I work with? How do I feel about this? Awareness of life, awareness of how I feel with the body, awareness of what my emotions are, is what life is. If I'm not aware, I'm not alive. So that's the development of awareness by Qigong. Next, we're going to move into the breathing, some of the breathing that we did last time. And I'm going to move into that with extending a little bit more today. As we know, the lungs are big alveoli like sacs, and they have to open up fully. There's a little fluid around these alveoli. And when you take a deep breath, this fluid becomes flatter. This fluid is called surfactant. Don't worry about what it is, like a soap film, soapy film. But that's an important part because that really maintains what we call as elasticity of the lung. Now just understand this. If we do breathing in and out nicely with deep breaths and in that we did, the elasticity of the lung is maintained. We don't allow any of the particles that come through, the bad air, the bad, maybe whatever is there, bacteria, virus, whatever it is there, dust, that doesn't settle, because if that settles in the lungs become stiffer and stiffer and stiffer. People who smoke cigarettes or in the wrong environment, that's where it gets stiffer. You see, that's called chronic lung disease. When it gets stiff, we have a problem with oxygen and also exchange. So the whole idea about the breathing techniques that we're going to do is to maintain this elasticity, and we call that resilience, the building of the resilience. So last time what we did the abdominal breathing. Let's do that one more time. As you take a deep breath, open, make sure that the belly comes out. Breathe out. One more time. Breathe out. Now the yogic breathing we did. So breathe in, belly comes out. Tighten the belly a little bit. Hold that diaphragm there. Now take another deep breath to expand the lower chest. ribs. One more deep breath in to expand the clavicle or the shoulders and collarbone, top of the lungs. Take in more. And then let it go slowly. This is the yogic breathing. Let's do it one more time so that we realize how strong you can be and how much of air you can get in. Breathe in, belly comes out, tighten the belly. Breathe in for the lower chest. Breathe in more the upper chest. Hold it there for count of 5. And let it go. Count to 5 or 7. Slowly, a little longer exhalation. Let's do it one more time for practice. And I'm not going to say anything. You just do it. So next we will also review what we did last time is the nostril breathing. As we talked about the 2 nostrils, 85% of the time we breathe through one nostril, not both. So let's do this. The 2 fingers, the little fingers and the ring finger, blocking the left nostril and the thumb on the right nostril. Although, breathe from the right nostril now. Deep breath in, hold it, and breathe out through the same nostril. One more time. As we said, when you breathe through the right nostril, that the sun nadi, or also called as pingala, that really increases the metabolism. So as we do this, let's experience that. Can you experience the increased activity, productivity, heat, entire brain, actually more on the left side as you breathe through the right nostril? Send it to the left brain. Let the left brain activate. And breathe out. Do you feel that heat? Sometimes if you don't feel it, you can imagine it. It's okay. Now let's close the right nostril and breathe through the left nostril. This is a cooling breath, the moon breath. This goes to the right brain, the emotional aspect, the correlation, spatial resolution. I improve all that when I do that. Breathe out. One more time. So it's recommended by the yogic practitioners that we do this same nostril breathing at least 10 to 15 times for sitting. You can do any number of times during a day. Both the nostrils will open up, and instead of the 85% one side, you will have the benefit of a lot more oxygenation to both the brain and also clearing out. We're not dealing with the energy at this point. There's a lot more to this than just the Ida and Pingala, but That's not the topic for us today. So let me introduce one next step, actually, in the yogic sciences and what I learned. They recommended to me that this single nostril technique should be practiced for at least a month to develop ability to hold and come down. There are a number of numbers people use: 5, 5, 5, 5 in, 5 stop, 5 down, exhale, or 4, 7, 8 also is being used. But I wouldn't worry too much about it as long as we know that the exhalation is longer. Okay, I'll introduce one more technique and then I want to do exhalation. There will be a little bit extra today because we started a little late, but I want to go to the exhalation part today for sure. So this is the technique where we're going to inhale through the right nostril, close the left. Let the air and the oxygen go to both the brains now, cross over. And then close the right nostril and let exhalation through the left nostril. This is called the alternate nostril technique of breathing. Now breathe in through the left nostril. Deep, hold. Exhale through the right nostril. Now as you inhale through the right nostril, use the yogic breathing, the 3 expansions. And breathe out through the left nostril. So this is really very extremely helpful when we practice it on a regular basis. We will get a balance of the 2 brains. After all, whenever the situation is not good outside, like we were facing so many questions, developing a balance within ourselves becomes paramount help. So as we go forward in all these practices, let's continue doing that on a regular basis. We also have breath apps available. You can download a breathing app on various possibilities. You know, they have it in Google, they have it everywhere, and you find them with music or with reminders. So instituting some kind of breathing pattern and a practice will be a lot of help. So now let me go to the exhalation part. I'll spend about 5 to 10 minutes on that to complete our practice for today. Now exhalation is done like we did last time. Take a deep breath, exhale. Take a deep breath and make a noise also. Now this exhalation, therefore, it expels all the air from everywhere in the lung. Remember, we had the 3 breathings. So when you exhale, you have to expel all the air coming out from the deep of the chest all the way down, up to the top of the lungs, the trachea, and out the mouth and the nose. So this is a cleansing breath. It's a cleansing mechanism. So you clean it out. As you know, we are exposed to everything outside. And the more we do the exhalation properly, the easier it is to keep it clean. So just put your hand on the belly. And just like what we did for inhalation, instead of expanding the belly, exhale and make a noise tightly. Push it in. And when you breathe, let the breath be passively coming in, not expanding breath, and not inhalation. This, now again, just like what you do, yogic breathing, tightness of belly, tightness of chest, tightness of upper chest. Let's do it again. You may bend, you will bend a little bit, that's okay. Let's do it 5 times. Relax and take a deep breath. This, in yogic sciences, is called Kapalabhati. Kapal means forehead. Bhati means shining. It really shines the forehead, not only forehead, but everything in our life. Why? Because you are expelling all that is covering as dirt or whatever is negative. It's all being expelled out. So this practice, Kapalabhati, it is recommended that you do about 10 times initially. Then go on increasing it per sitting. Many people reach almost up to 100 times in the sitting. But that's just, from a lot of practices. And as you know, this time, I just want to share with you something. As I go out and walking every day, I do practice this. I walk about 5 to 6 miles every day. But when I do this, I exhale. And that allows me not to absorb anything that somebody has coughed somewhere or whatever it is. It just expels out. And I don't get it in my system. So it is also helpful that way. But more important than that, it has a many, many spiritual significances, and we'll not deal with that today. So Kapalabhati is, we can start practicing that. It is again building up a lot of resilience. And what we are doing is the diaphragm moves on its own, is involuntary muscle. There are chest muscles by doing all this extra work. When you train these muscles, later on when you need them, if there is a problem, if a situation arises, you're ready for it. You're ready with a lot more ability to do this. So that's that. Now, exhale, long exhalation. In all the practices, exhalation is longer than inhalation. Let's do it 3 more times. Interesting story about this. There was a gentleman in China. He watched people going up to the mountain. They were carrying a lot of loads in the back. And they had to get all the supplies there and all the stuff to the people who lived on the mountain. And they were carrying it in the back, almost 100 pounds or more. And as they went up, he noticed that they were doing shishi hu. This is the breathing they carried on. And when they carried on this breathing, they were able to do wonderful work. They were really able to handle a lot more of load, and their resilience improved tremendously. So he said, well, this is very good. So shishi hu is how it came about. And his daughter is the one who suffered from cancer of breast. And she used this effectively to get out all the badness from the lung and all the badness that could be causing the cancer. So this is a big story. We'll tell more details at some other point. So let's practice one more time, shishi hu. By the way, anytime you have to climb, do any kind of mountaineering, if you do, or if there's a rough thing that you have to do and you need a lot more of stamina, the lung stamina or capacity, this is what you will do. She, who. If you do this, you'll be surprised how strong you can become. One more time. So now, this is nearing the end of our practice today. But what we want to go back to is this sankalpa. What we began with the intention in mind about strengthening ourselves, strengthening our family and around, and also strengthening the rest of the world. Create the vibrations. So let's hold that intention again. The three treasures: alignment, yourself, breathing, and also mind. Through the practices today, I was able to learn a lot more of how to become resilient, create resistance and become stable, also create balance. I also learned ways in which I can strengthen my breath, ways in which I can keep myself healthy. And by that, spread the health around, spread the vibrations into the world. And I know the world is healing at this point. And as I send the vibrations, you notice that I'm wearing this Om. So what I like to do, everybody today, is Maulik, if you can unmute everyone. And what we would like to do is chanting of Om. So together we will chant Om just for a minute or two at your own pace. Please stop talking.
The large ones.
Oh, let's start chanting. Pace. Get a big vibration. Go to the universe.
Then just the two names. Unless you get they're kind of expensive.
Silence. Let's stand in silence now. Send all those vibrations to the universe. The healing vibrations go all over the place.
The cart full.
Make a fist on the right hand.
It's gonna be a couple $100.
We have the intention that we created today.
Whatever it is.
The intention became very powerful. And we created a community energy. This is very powerful. But we are compassionate and loving for every human being that is suffering, everyone who is suffering out there. We provide this energy package to them and send it out there together with our practice. Thank you. Over to Maulik.
Thank you very much, Dr. Bakshi. As we conclude this session real quick, we would just like anybody to share feedback or any inspirations that they may have. You could put this on chat, or you could also just unmute yourself and share. We would love that. And then we will be happy to conclude the session and have you continue with your day. But thank you again for joining us. And anybody that wants to share, please just speak up.
Well, thank you very much, Colleen and Maulik, for arranging this wonderful session and teaching us all the breathing techniques and also the science behind it. Appreciate it very much. Look forward to Tuesday's session next week.
Welcome.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Harish and Usha had sent a comment here. Very well done. Special qualifier to wash your hands before face massages during this time of Corona. Participants can take advantage of YouTube recordings as well, which is true. So whatever is live is actually going to be housed in YouTube going forward. So you can watch any of the practices if you subscribe to SFI. You can just look up Self-Fulfillment Institute and you'll see one of the videos and it'll take you to the channel. And you can subscribe to the channel and get updates whenever they're available. Jagdish Butch, wonderful experience today also. Abhar. Risa Mandel, abundant gratitude for the healing. Tony Horn, thank you. Carol Wolf, thank you so much. Sinus practice was very helpful. Risa especially appreciated the last breathing technique in the nasal, head, and hand massaging. So thank you very much, everybody, for joining us. Appreciate it. And we look forward to seeing you on Tuesday. Take care and have a wonderful Sunday.
Bye. Bye, everyone.